Hello, Empire. First of all, I know that at least a few of you have noticed that I'm not posting consistently anymore. Don't worry, it's not that I'm losing interest or that I don't want to do this anymore. It's because there's kind of something big that's going on in my life right now that I have to prioritize my time to. YouTube is just a little bit lower on the priorities list. Doesn't mean that I love you any less. You should know that. But for the next month-ish, I won't be posting many videos. I know it's super sad, I hate it too, but after that I should be on a more consistent schedule and I'll be able to post like I used to. But that is all the blabbing that I'm going to do for this video. Without further ado, this is the second half of my trip to New York. For those of you who don't like my day in the life of videos, I'm sorry, but I'll be back to my normal videos by the next one I make. Alright, so I left my camera at the hotel earlier. Oops! But this is the first time that I've been here that I have been childless. That we're not having to take the little one with, so I decided to hit the streets. I'm going over to the Museum of Modern Art, the MoMA, or the MoMA, or the whatever it's called. So we're gonna hit that up really quick and see what it's like. I'm not gonna lie, I think one of the coolest things in the world is looking that way and being able to see buildings as far as you can. As far as the eye can see buildings. Awesome. Little people in a big world. New York! Complete peace and tranquility in the middle of madness. I feel the need to explain this next part. There was an exhibit at the MoMA, or the MoMA, or I still don't actually know what they call it. But the exhibit was meant to be some kind of statement of freedom, a release. The entire exhibit was just a microphone and a couple of speakers. You walk up to the microphone and scream as a form of stress relief. So at first I didn't really get it, didn't really understand it, wasn't feeling it. But after a while, watching a few people, I kind of got into it. So of course I had to have my turn. That's right, I got an applause for my scream. Well, I just got out of the Museum of Modern Art. Holy crap, that was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I got to see my favorite painting of all time, Starry Night, by Van Gogh. It was awesome. That's right. That's right. So at this point, I spent at least a half an hour just sitting in Times Square people watching. It's something that I love to do, and it makes you realize how small you are in this huge city. But come on, I was in New York, so I had to go somewhere. I think I'll go see the Empire State Building. Oh, there it is. Well, there it is. That's a big building. Well, that was fun. You know, as weird as it sounds, I've always wanted to see that clock back there. That's just something I've always wanted to see. I think it's cool. Grand Central's pretty cool. I like it. So everyone's always told me that walking the streets of New York is nothing like walking the streets of Atlanta. And to be honest, I was always kind of like, I mean, a city is a city. It's got to be the same. It's got to be similar. They're just exaggerating. But really, it's completely different. It's got a whole different feel. It's got a whole different everything. I mean, New York's awesome. So I'm walking down Fifth Avenue, right? And it makes me realize one thing. People in New York have way too much money. I'm officially starting to love New York City. You know what I think is amazing? Is how every district in New York looks completely different. Like, every one of them has a different feel, every one of them has a different life to it, a different personality. I think that's pretty awesome. And then you get to the river. It's peaceful, it's cool, it's windy, it's breezy. It's awesome. I can't lie though. If I lived here, this is where I'd hang out. Now there's a couple of things that you can't go to New York without seeing. One of those is the Statue of Liberty. The other, a dog in sunglasses. Oh yeah. This was really fun too. I guess a bunch of people just wanted to get together and DJ, so they did so in Union Square. And of course, where there is music, there will be white people dancing badly. and I don't know whose idea it was to make the building smoke, but I think it's awesome. And this is probably my favorite part of roaming the city that day. They'd blocked off an entire city block for this little marketplace where people just set up tents and sold food and scarves and local art and falafel and whatever they felt like. And my friend who was touring me around that day told me that I couldn't go to New York and not stop in Strand Bookstore, so evidently that's a kind of a staple of New York. Thanks again, Miss Jenny. Alright, so I have been toured around by one of my friends that lives in New York all day. I gotta say it was pretty awesome. I mean, I didn't turn my camera on much, but I saw a lot of stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, I couldn't begin to tell you some of the things that I've seen. It's just been so much. It's kind of a culture shock, just a lot of everything all at once. I'm headed back to the hotel right now, see what's going on over there. You know how sometimes they say you ended up on the wrong side of town? I think I just did. Alright, I don't know how many of y'all have been to big cities like New York or Atlanta or, I mean, any big city like that, but there's pretty much somebody on every street corner asking you for money. I mean, people exaggerate it sometimes, but it's pretty bad. There are just so many people that are just stranded, begging, whatever, in a situation they can't handle and just ask for money. But I'm going to let y'all in a little secret here. So one of the things I've always wanted to do, never done it, but I will someday, guarantee it, is walk up to a bum who's asking for money and just be like, hey man, I need to make a phone call. Can you spare a quarter? You got $1? Something like that. And just ask a bum for money. I know it's retarded, but it would be hilarious. Same with people selling tickets to comedy clubs. I just want to walk up to them and be like, hey, you want to see a comedy show tonight? You need some tickets? I can get you some tickets. I can hook you up. It'd be great. I don't know why. That would just make me laugh. One of the funniest things that happened when I was in New York, this guy overloaded his buggy. He had too many people in it, went over the weight limit, and the wheel blew out on him when he was rolling down the road right in front of us. Oh, it was so funny. Then we went to Atlantic City and went home. There wasn't too much to see in Atlantic City, so I didn't film much, but I'll do the little outro over this cool fountain thing we saw. Well, that was my little road trip. I hope y'all liked it. There was a ton of stuff that I didn't film, but hopefully y'all got the general gist of the trip. I love the entire thing. I'll definitely be going back to New York. It's a great city, and I see why so many people live there. I'll let y'all finish watching this super fast motion fountain thing, but until next time, Empire, I love you guys. Cliche YouTube phrase. Comment, rate, subscribe.